Welcome back, y'all, to the Reprioritizing Self YouTube channel, where we discuss tips, strategies, and the real ish that comes with reprioritizing ourselves in this society. This channel is for any and everyone who does a fabulous job at taking care of everybody else around them, but always ends up putting themselves lower on the list. I'm Kiara. I'm a healer and trauma healing coach. Oh, I can't hear you. There we go. There we go.
And I'm Larisha. I'm a counselor, wellness facilitator, and founder of Wellness Brand with Love LC, and we are your co-hosts. So this episode, we are diving back into spiritual care. We're super excited, astrology, and self-ownership with the wonderful Afiya Sunflower. If you're familiar with our show, Afiya joined us in last May on our IG Live, and we're so excited to have her back here. Her episode was one of our favorites amongst the audience. Afiya is here to share what's going on astrologically and how she continues to practice spiritual care.
Yes, so y'all stick around to the end of the episode because, as always, we have our goodies for y'all, crystal for this month to carry you through for any time, right? As long as you need it. Affirmation, journal reflection question for you. And these are really to support your healing journey, right? We're going to be diving into astrology and self-ownership and spiritual care today. And then we're going to have time to process this after we hear the episode, right? So please utilize these in the best ways that work for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and smash the like button. If you are loving this content, share it with your people. Share it with everybody, anybody who could use this, okay? We want to spread this healing far and wide. So let's get into it.
So as Kiara said, today what we're talking about is healing, and we're through astrology, spiritual care, and self-ownership. So we're going to welcome in our guest. So Afiya Sunflower is an astrologer, artist, activist, advisor, and mindfulness coach. Through her writing, empowerment artwork, one-on-one consulting, and self-care workshops, Afiya combines astrology, spirituality, and indigenous knowledge and practices to facilitate healing and energy transformation for BIPOC and queer trans individuals and communities. You can experience and engage with her work via Instagram via a_sunflower.power, and we will have this in the notes, and hashtag astrology with Afiya, astrology for self-care, or even book one-on-one astrology or energy healing through her email, which we'll also share at the end of this.
Yes, welcome, Afiya. Thank you for coming back.
Welcome back.
We're so happy.
Thank you for your patience too with being able to have me come back to this space. I'm so appreciative. Thank you.
Yes, we knew as soon as the episode cut off last time when we met with you, we were like, oh yeah, this has got to come back. We got to bring Afiya back because it's so juicy, so delicious. It was so good. So thank you for being open to joining us and coming back and connecting with our beautiful community. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. So y'all know we always do a check-in question just to check in how we doing, what's going on with us. So our check-in question for this episode is, in what ways are you inviting in fun and play, right? How are you inviting in fun and play right now in your life? What does that look like for you? So Afiya, I want to ask you, because you're our guest, what is fun and play looking like for you right now?
I love this question because that's like literally my main focus. Actually, like if I'm moving with the energy, it's like play. How do you do it? How do you make sure it's like daily? And for me, to be honest, I was going to bring this up a little bit later. I have 3 alarms on my phone that happen throughout the day to remind me to play or energy clients or check in with myself. And so at the moment, I think part of that looks like, listening to my music and dancing, coloring, finding like very much what was I doing as a child that felt really good, and then saying yes to that for me. And we're all gonna be doing that because it's about to be Leo season. So I love this question. It's so divine timing.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That resonates. I love the alarms. I love like not alarms for things to do, like productivity wise, but for fun and play and just, yeah, that's just a whole different way of thinking about being alarmed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
good.
we all know how to be responsible. We are very well at doing that. We don't know how to play. We don't know how to take a breath, let go of the
Yeah.
pressure. And so I'm like, let me train myself.
I love that. Yes, so important, right? And that's that inner child work too. When we invite in that play, when we're like, yes, I have permission for this, I have time, I have space,
Yes,
I am going to prioritize this.
yes, it's safe
That
to
is so
do
beautiful.
this.
It's
Yeah.
safe. Yes, exactly. So thank you so much. Larisha, what you been doing for your fun and play?
Yeah, I love this question too. This summer, I've been saying yes to more traveling. So going to places like going to LA. I've been spending time with my siblings, my younger siblings. I was just at Chuck E. Cheese yesterday playing games and just enjoying that. Like we would start a game and then his attention span is slow, so we'll get in the game and then he'll leave me hanging, and I'm like, I'm committed. Like I want to win. So just enjoying that time and taking time to take care of myself and go to the spa and like just do things that feel good and warm and juicy and lots of music and movement and just prioritizing that and remembering to try to stay present, like stay present, live in this moment and have fun. It's so important.
Yes, so good. So juicy. Oh,
And what
goodness.
have you been doing?
Ooh, same, same to all of this. I agree with what you both have said. I have definitely been dancing a lot, just like dancing around, singing. Yeah, I went to the Queen's concert,
Yes.
Beyonce. Okay, I saw her,
Yes.
and my life has been forever changed. I have seen her before, but this time was just completely different and just much more intimate. Like we were making eye contact. She blew me kisses. Like I
Oh,
just feel like I was loved on by Beyonce, and that has changed like my whole my whole way of being since that. So every day I'm like watching the concert clips and like singing the songs and like just randomly bursting out into song. So many little dance moves and just, yeah, just
Yes.
reminiscing. So that and travel as well has been like super healing right now for me. The fun and the play of like just kind of going about wherever the day blows me type of thing, and not having like hard set plans for the last few weeks has been really beautiful and juicy. And I'm just like, ooh, I want more of that. So I'm trying to navigate how to integrate that into the work day and like, not get back into this like robotic, this is what I'm doing from 9 to 5, and then I can have fun, right? Because I need fun throughout the day. I need rest and I need fun throughout the day. So, just figuring out how that can like live in all parts of my life. So, yeah, but y'all, literally, she
Powerful.
Beyonce loves you.
she
Yes.
loves me. She told me she loved me, and I'm just like, wow, okay, life complete. Like check, check, check. Yes. So, yeah, but like y'all out there watching this is your invitation to invite in more fun, more play. What does that look like for you? Thinking about what are those like, old hobbies that you loved as a child that you just haven't done in a while, like even board games and like card games, right? Like me and my partner were just talking about playing a game and playing some Uno and just getting into um, the old practices that were super nourishing and were like just joy, like just brought a lot of joy. So what is that for y'all? We want to know. Tell us in the comments what you have going on in your play practice and your fun and joy practice. And let's get into this interview because Afiya is here with all the juicy astrology things for us to know, as well as our spiritual care and self ownership stuff. I'm ready. Elsie, are you ready?
Yes, I'm so ready.
Yeah.
Afiya, can you remind the audience, and for those who are new, what does spiritual care and self ownership mean to you?
Yes, I love this question. So spiritual care, right? Spiritual care to me is how you maintain your inner flame. Like, how do you maintain your inner self through the ebbs and flow of life, through, making sure that you're lit regardless of what's happening outside, right? And so, I think folks hear about spiritual care when they're in crisis, right? Someone's sick in the family. I might be sick in the family. Something terrible has happened. I need to maintain faith. I need to maintain myself so that I can keep with the things that are for me, keep the things that are my responsibility, keep loving, all that type of stuff, right? Um, and so that's when we tend to hear spiritual care, think about how we're keeping up with ourselves. But for me, I find that, especially with astrology, that if you engage with spiritual care, just because you want to, own yourself, you want to understand your inner flame, you actually are able to expand, you're able to do self discovery and give yourself so much more beyond the oppressions and injustices in life. And I find that we often are creating our identity based off of what we're responding to versus who we want to be inside. Right. And who we want to be regardless of the anti-blackness and patriarchy and homophobia and all these type of things that we're constantly building in response to. We need to be excellent, things like that, right? Almost cursed. And so but I really do feel spiritual care and spiritual care tools that help you do self-discoveries, tools that keep you grounded in yourself and maintaining yourself, give you this permission and this power to create who you are beyond the present moment, beyond the struggle, beyond the lies, right? And allow you to create yourself based off of why you're here. And so spiritual care, it's the inner flame. And how do you keep and maintain? I'm gonna love myself regardless of the ebb and flow. I'm gonna love myself because of the ebb and flow of life. That this is the purpose. Yeah. And then
Mm.
self-ownership, I see that going hand in hand, right? Self-ownership is I am saying I will be source of my actions and my responses, really, right? Self-ownership is says that I do responding instead of reacting, right? Because I'm aligning what I'm responding to, because we're always responding, right? I'm allowing myself to decide. I'm making choices. And with both spiritual care and self ownership, I find authentic choices to be key, right? Um, we feel terrible when we're not being authentic, right? And so the more that you know yourself, the more that you love yourself, the more you're actually able to make decisions that you can hold on to, that you can be accountable to, and then be accountable to yourself and responsible for yourself. And so that's what self ownership is. And I find spiritual care to be tool work for self ownership. And spiritual care can look like gratitude lists, right? It can look like reading and writing affirmations, dancing, right? It can look like eating the most delicious food on your palate, right? Look like art, play, prayer, meditation, chakra healing, it's really can be anything that you say is me being intentional with loving myself in practice, me regrounding myself in what and who I want to be, So yeah, I personally love some I am statements and things of that nature. But that's how I engage with spiritual care and think about self-ownership. How do I make sure I'm the source of where I'm going and what I'm doing?
Ashe, ashe, ashe to that. Absolutely. As you were talking, I was just thinking about, I've been in a lot of conversations recently around like returning to our authentic self and all the stuff that we pick up along the way, like even as children, what we pick up in our families and the environments that we're in. And then even moving into like a workspace and like having an identity that's connected with a degree or a job or like these other things that are very worldly,
Yeah.
and not knowing who we truly are and what our true essence is, because we lose that along the way, or that's stifled or discouraged
Right.
in so
Right.
many ways. And I'm in a spiritual herbalism apprenticeship, and we've been talking about heart-centered
Mhm.
voices, right? Like, what does
Yes.
my heart want? Like, what does my heart want to do today? What does it want to wear? What does it want to eat? And
Yes.
like that, when you were speaking that, I was like, yes, yes, this is exactly it. Because, we can get into this, like, we're in this world that says like produce, 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 like fast, 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 the feelings, the emotions, your body is not really, that's great that that's there, but like we don't have time for that.
Right. We don't see, we don't engage with our thoughts, feelings, or your body as though tools. Like these are all tools for our spirit. These are all tools for us to be able to outwardly align, and innerly align. And that's why I love, things like spiritual care stuff or divine stuff, astrology, herbal, because they're giving us information about defining ourselves that's outside of oppression. My birth chart gives me so much tea. It told me like, oh, I'm right on track, right? While, capitalism be like, no, you still need to make some more bands, right? So, right. And so, like, what are we consuming and how does it help us stay aligned with who we actually want to be, right? And I think that's always something that we need to be taking stock of. And the universe supports us taking stock of, like, what is in me and is it aligned?
Ashe, yes, through all of this, because I'm also just imagining, because I feel like we're in this huge shift, and I know we're going to talk about astrology soon, but like just in general, in this huge shift in our world, how we do life, that like I'm just imagining a community of people who make heart-centered choices and like authentic choices like you were talking about, and how different our world would be as a people who are moving from that place and not so much the produce and get more and you're not doing enough type of energy, right? So I'm hopeful that that is where we're headed and excited. But
astrology wording it one step for us.
Right, exactly. And as above, so below. So come on.
Yeah.
So come on. I'm ready. Okay. So we want to talk more too. We want to hear more about just your own healing journey since we chatted last May. Because when we initially chatted, you told us about kind of your path to spiritual care and astrology and like what brought you there. And so I would love to hear, how is that evolving for you? How has your work in astrology and spiritual care been impacting your own healing journey over this last year plus?
Yeah. What did I put here? So I think the affirm or what I had shared last time was taking responsibility for building what we love, right? And it should be no surprise that building yourself is top priority. And so that's really what I've been doing. I've been really building myself, especially since the South Nodes has been in Scorpio, and that's my first house. So I had no choice. Like Scorpio South Node was like, oh, we ready, like, let you go. Like you really dead you. So it's time to, you need to be rebuilding yourself. So that has definitely been the particular process that I've been in. And it has very much looked like letting go of pressure in so many different areas of my life. One, looking at like, why do I have so much pressure? Like, where is this coming from? Where was I taught this? Oldest daughter type of blues, right? Just like, where's the pressure coming from? And then how can I regularly, daily, hourly, give myself ease, right? Like I said earlier, we all know how to work. We all know how to be extra productive and, burn out and just like keep going, right? And at this moment, this past year, I've been really wanting to figure out, how do I bring myself joy and play, and regrounding and little moments, so that way I can get through my day. I have massive energy, but therefore also can hold tons of energy, and I need to cleanse. Saturn's in my fifth house of Pisces right now. And Pisces, fifth house is play. Pisces is boundless play, you can say, right? And so I've been needing to find structure around what type of play actually allows me to make sure my energy is grounded in me. So a lot of my play is like also energy cleansing for me. But some of the things that I've been really doing, in addition to like those 5 minutes reminders, right, is a lot of like color magic and like glam magic. And so I have this little like graph that tells me what are the colors associated with each zodiac sign. And then every morning I check, okay, where's the moon? Okay, so like today the moon's in Virgo. Okay, what colors are associated with Virgo? So I'm gonna lean into that energy, pick an outfit with that. I have like 20 waist beads. I set some intentions for each waist bead and then like pick which one, and then write myself my affirmations and like really create really cute, fun ways that are already moving with what I have to do. I have to get dressed for work. Right, like I got to do that, right? This past year there's been a lot of energy, Jupiter being in Aries, and now we're, last year, and now we have the nodes in Aries and Libra. That's like outside, I'm going to be seen. And so I've been, practicing letting myself be seen in more playful type of ways too. And so I'm taking pictures of myself in outfits daily, and that actually has built in me a lot of like confidence and being able to take up space, and I realized that if you're wanting to use your own magic for problem solving, if you want to be the solution to, your issues, you want to own yourself, you have to be confident. Like, you're not going to make authentic choices if you're not confident in yourself. And so I've been adopting practices that build that in myself so that I can stay in line with who I want to be, carefree and spiritually anchored.
Yeah. I'm over here like, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so aligned. A lot of what you're saying is so aligned. And I've some similar been experiencing, especially around clothing and style, like how I'm showing up. And I just recently was reflecting, like I've just been wearing tight clothes for so long, and I'm like, I don't want my clothes to be so tight. I want them to be comfortable and flowing and stylish. So I've been probably shopping more than I should be, but hey, that's fun. Play. Playing around with clothes, seeing how things look and feel and how it makes me feel, and that building up those confidence practices. I love that you mentioned that. It's so important. Oh my goodness. What that brings us to the next question. We all want to know.
The big question.
Yes, the question. Dun, 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 dun. How can people work with the current astrology forecast right now?
Whew, baby. Okay, so I've been coming to this question because there's like so much going on, right? Leo season is beginning, right? And so is Venus retrograde. And it's just like, what? At the same time, same day. And then Chiron, the wounded healer, is also going retrograde. And so that's a lot of retrograde energy in our fire signs. And our fire signs are related to your core identity, your creativity, who you are. It's the I am vibe, right? And so with these retrograde planets happening right during this time, this is a time for us to very much pause around trying to be understood outside of ourselves and really trying to figure out, how do I understand myself, right? What is going on with me right now? What do I need, right? And how do I claim ownership? Always coming back to ownership, right? Leo, so think about this Venus in Leo, and Leo season starting, right? So Leo is our fixed sign, fixed fire sign. So I like to see it as like there's fixed ways that I go about saying I am who I am, right? There are fixed ways that I go about loving myself, right? And so that's Leo energy. Leo energy is play. It's how you express yourself, the actions you take based off who you feel you are, right? So Leo's is the feeling that has led to I am. And that's why it comes after Cancer season, And so based off of the ways that you've been feeling, I am this. And how do I demonstrate that? And so when I find with Leo, it's big, bold, passionate, right? It's confidence. It's I'm taking up space. I'm in the sun. Okay, baby, you see me, right? And so with Venus going retrograde, as we begin to finally get some sunlight, at least in Santa Barbara, right? We're finally getting some sunlight. So as Venus is going retrograde, we're kind of being asked like, okay, well, wait. How do I see myself? How do I love myself? How do I relate with others? And is it aligning with who I want to be? you know. And so it's like Venus is concerned with your relationships, how you relate, who you want to relate to, what you want to relate to, you know, what's attractive to you, how you share, what you love, also your senses, you know, your comfort level, things of that particular nature. And so with it going retrograde, you know, it's very much a if I'm not perceiving or receiving love in my love languages, do I feel love? Do I know that I'm loved? Do I understand love outside of how I want to see it and receive it? You know, um, what type of love am I receiving? How does it make me feel? Right? How are my feelings about myself impacting how I'm seeing love? Right? And this one is a really big one because with Leo, it's critical that Leo feels empowered. And part of that means minding your own business. Okay. So here's the thing, right? So you know, we don't know what God is talking to other people. We don't know what spirit, universe, ancestors is saying to nobody. We don't know anything about nobody. That's like the big thing that like people are constantly changing. There are 1,000 thoughts and feelings going through you. Unless you are like, what are you doing now? How are you feeling now? You don't know about people, right? And so there's going to be moments where our relationships, especially depending on where Leo is in your chart, right? There's going to be moments where dynamics are going to bring you to be like, why did the other do this? Why did the other move this way? What is that about? Like, what is this making me feel? And instead of, why did you go do that? What am I feeling? What am I needing? What is this bringing up for me? And is it complete? Is it, you know, misinformation? Am I feeling empowered? And I want you and us to check with how we feel and if we're feeling empowered before we go and react, right? Before we go and set a boundary, before we go and demonstrate. Because in reality, we're all right now in retrograde. So things are not meant to be fully understood because the universe wants you to check in with you. And we're receiving so much support with this check in with you with the nodes moving into Aries and Libra, right? And so with the true nodes, north nodes, south nodes, the nodes are your um, it's your karma, it's your destiny. It's telling you, South Node tells you where you were in your past life, the skills and gifts that you have in your past life, where you feel really comfortable in this lifetime, right? And then the North Node is telling you where you're going, why you came back in this carnation, what you're here for, the discomfort you need to lean into. And what I've learned recently is that like the nodes is destiny. So you ain't even really gotta work in it. It's going to be happening, right? But knowing allows you to lean more into let go of resistance. And so with our nodes moving out of a Venus dominant type of moment, because we had Taurus was the north node, right? So we had more Venus energy. And it's very much thinking about what do I have that allows me to be alive? What keeps me alive? How do I feel alive, right? How do I affirm myself? And what are my resources for that? How am I using my resources? And now we're in a, am I alive? How do I know I'm alive? Right? Because I assert myself, I affirm myself, right? I define myself. And so that's this moment. We're in this moment of Aries needs to assert self, define self as identity formation. It's you know, it's saying that I am special, right? It's taking up space. It's being a leader of yourself, of your life, it's participating in your life. But what's so critical is that we understand that I'm doing this because I am loved, because I love you. I'm taking care of myself because I want to love better, because I want to relate better. And the better is that I'm now including myself in the relating. I'm allowing my authentic self to be present in how we connect, right? Instead of resentment or ego. Like, how do I love from love instead of fear? Right. You know, and so with Chiron going retrograde at this time, it's and in Aries, right? It's very much this moment of who am I? What wounds is this impacting how I define who I am? And how does that move my actions? And what ways can I love myself more? By self-discovery, right? By asserting myself, by giving myself what I need, by naming that, by naming what I like. How can that actually help me be a better lover, be a better person, be better in relationship, right? Versus how we may have been in a relationship based off of, well, you need this and you like this, so I'm gonna serve that. It's like, actually, no, I believe we are capable of taking care of ourselves. So I'm gonna do that, take care of myself. I'm gonna trust that you're taking care of yourself, and then we're gonna come together, you know? And if I realize that you're not taking the best care of yourself, that just means I need to take more care of myself and then be able to then figure out how to move. But love for self, heart led, that's where we're going, where we're moving, not disempowerment, not wounds. It's I love me, therefore I can learn to love you by loving me.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. So many things or so much. And I'm sure as the people are listening, I'm sure you found some alignment with something that's going on in your life right now, something that's shifting and changing in your life. No matter when you watch this, right? Like this video is going to live on, right? In theory, right now we're recording this in July of 2023, but
Yeah.
this is still a message wherever and whenever you come to it, right?
Mhm.
This is your message. So one thing that stuck out to me, especially just as I'm in my own process, is this thought of, am I aligned with who I want to be?
Mhm.
And what I had a realization recently, maybe like 2 weeks ago, where I was like, I don't want to anymore be living from my trauma responses. Like I've literally like shut off parts of myself that I really enjoyed and loved and used to have so much fun with, because there was these experiences that were difficult and that I did experience trauma with. And then I just shut that down, right? It was like, that's not me anymore, but it is me. Those are still part of, like, realize they're in there and they want to come forward. And
Yes.
that is how I want to, like, that's how I want to be now. I don't want to be in that kind of story that I was telling myself
Yes.
anymore, right? And so trying to find ways where, or like even just tuning in. Ooh, I'm frozen. Sorry, y'all. It's something going on. We got some storms are brewing over here. So let's just hold on, okay, y'all. We don't got that much more. Just hold on, okay. But yeah, I just have been noticing, like, what are those patterns from myself where I am like moving from the trauma story
Yeah.
versus my authentic self of who I want to be.
Mhm.
And I just love to what you were naming about kind of even being the model for other people to see that and have permission to do
Mhm.
that, right? Like you're loving on yourself, and when we do that, we give permission for other people to do the same.
Yes.
And instead of getting into that place of like, this is you and this is why you do this and this is this, right?
Yeah.
I've been in this practice of seeing people as a mystery.
Mhm.
So like, I know you, Larisha. I know what we do every month, right?
Mhm.
But I don't know, just like what you're saying, Afiya, I do not know what's going on. I don't know what messages you're
Yeah.
holding. I don't know what is present for you. We check in, but like that's still the surface in
Yeah.
many ways. So just letting people be a mystery, not
Mhm.
assuming you know everything about a person because of whatever relationship you have, and knowing that we're constantly changing because we're human. So
Yeah.
I just love all of that. I feel like we have so much opportunity right now to realign to ourselves, realign to our passions and our
Mhm.
true like desires. Um, and it's exciting, but also it's that pause. It's that permission that like you don't have to keep pushing and going and going and going and figuring it out.
Mhm.
Take a moment.
Mhm.
Let it come. Let that process happen. Let the integration happen of
Yeah.
everything that we've been doing. Yeah.
That part. And that's why we have retrograde seasons, so that
Yes.
we actually have integration and reflection. We do not have enough time of reflection, right? Because how else are you going to know that you're on autopilot and not actually moving in line with who you want to be, right? You have to pause, you have to stop, you have to check in. Um, yeah, it's I don't know. It's this particular summer is very much good. I mean, because we also have Mercury going retrograde and Virgo later on. It's very much a time of like, how am I loving myself? and is it aligned with who, and so this is oh yes, this is one thing. So I wanted to share a particular practice. I am statements, right? And so I think they're so critical because, right, Leo is a fire sign. We have all this, Aries is very much heightened right now, a lot of fire energy, and so the I am is so critical. And what I have like many notes on my phone. I have tons of little notes of like just reminding me of who I am, of who my favorite self is, more so, right? Who is my favorite? What is the ideal energy? When I feel my best, right? And then writing out what is that, right? When I'm feeling this, or when I'm carefree, right? When I'm feeling very spiritually aligned. And so that's like my hashtag, carefree and spiritually anchored. Those are my, that's my I am. And so figure out what that is for you, right? Figure out what are your I am statements. And there's many ways that you can go about that, but how do you do it from a spiritual way, right? With spiritual tools, right? Instead of outwardly, like, oh, well, this is how people respond to me, so that's how I know who I am, or this is what my job is, so that's how I know who I am. It's like, no, so like, what do you like? And how does that tell you who you are, right? Yeah, things of that particular nature. But also, if you're thinking about I am statements, looking at your birth chart and using your houses and starting with your Aries house. What are the key words associated with that house, right? And what are the key words associated with Aries? And then make a complete sentence, right? So if my Aries is in my sixth house and the sixth house is work and life balance, right? I am a leader of my work and life balance. I'm a leader of my health, right? That's just sixth house Aries. And so you can easily make I am statements that particular way, or tap in with me and I can help you with that process too. Okay.
Because that's what we're getting into next. Because we need to know, right? We need to resource the people with the tools, with the support. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what we want to know. What are your current offerings and what's the best way for people to connect with you if they are interested in working with you?
Awesome. So current offerings, one of the ones that I'm really excited about is my daily affirmation texting service. And so right now, actually, this is actually something that started with the Scorpio eclipse that happened last year. I started a process of being able to write affirmations that were sent to me and my twin, because I knew we were going through another transformation. I was like, we need to hold on to ourselves as Pluto comes and gets us. So I was like, I need to write, I need to build self-belief. I need to maintain my love for myself. And so daily affirmations have come from that. And so every morning you can get an affirmation from me. It's $7.77 for 1 month, or $20 for 3 months. DM me or Gmail. I, of course, still do astrology readings. So I have new moon, full moon, what's going on currently, astrology readings, birth charts readings, of course, and then also energy readings that are more so connected with, you don't need to know your astrology for energy reading. You just have to come wanting to learn about what your fears may be and what chakra centers you can work with to get yourself back to being grounded. In addition to that, I do workshops. And so you like to bring me to work with your friends or community or with your workspace, I'm able to do that. I do workshops about self-care, energy work, ownership, and affirmations, also about advocacy. And so there's a number of particular ways. I'm also an artist. So, if you would like to purchase some art, please DM or Gmail. I have some prints for sale, also some original pieces. And so, yeah, I've been allowing myself to expand. That's part of why my astrology page is no longer astrology with Afiya, but now A_sunflower period power, because it's Afiya sunflower empowerment now. And I want to be able to give all of my gifts. And be able to access supporting people and encouraging folks to take care of themselves, because that's my concern. I want to help you learn how to take care of yourself through the many ways that I actually do that, and it's beyond astrology.
Yes. Come on, multifaceted. Hello. Come on, all the talent. Y'all, look, so there's so many different ways for you to tap in, to get the healing that you need, to get the support, the guidance. If you want that, you need that, please tap in with Afiya. We will make sure we have all of her information in the comments, in the comments below. So don't worry. Y'all will have it. Sign up for those messages, because If you're not following Afiya, you need to, because the affirmations still come. You still get them, okay?
Yeah,
You get
great.
that. So the I am statements are very written. They're already written for you. Find out what you align with. Find out what is your statement.
Yeah.
It's so much there, right? So we have an opportunity, but just so much gratitude to you, Afiya, for all of the juiciness. Always so good. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be back. We gonna have you back again, because life keep life, and stars keep falling. Okay. So,
No, I really appreciate the invite. I love this space. I love being able to be in conversation about this, right? We need to be hearing about how folks are navigating life in healthy ways and grounded ways, and in ways that allow them to be the owner. Like, I know we not free, okay? Right, like, I know, right? But my spiritual care is in response to anti-blackness. My spiritual care is on some, like, actually, fuck you, I am alive and I get to choose. I have choices. We always have choices, right? And so, like, give yourself the tools and the power to make choices that make you feel good. That's how we here.
come on now. Come on with the last mic drop.
Right. Thank you so much, Afiya. We love you. So thankful for you and the knowledge and love that you share every single time that you're here. I'm saying every single time because there's going to be more. Yeah. Y'all definitely tap in with Afiya's offerings. And again, we're going to post everything in these notes so you will have access to this. We're going to get ready to navigate into the next segment. So, Afiya, you are welcome to hang around with us. And we're going to go into our crystals for this time. So, the crystal that we are sharing about today is rutilated quartz. So, this is rutilated quartz, y'all. So, rutilated quartz supports spiritual growth. It also encourages us to step into our own spiritual greatness, new beginnings, and can also support with starting new habits and projects that bring us happiness. Very much aligned. So it supports with new beginnings with ease, and helps letting go of the past. So very much aligned with today's talk, y'all. So this is a rutilated quartz, like literally on point. If today was a crystal, this is what it would be.
Yes, very
gosh, so perfect, y'all. And like, this is the thing, because we just chose this like a while ago when we came up with the notes and the questions and all of that. And so, spirit be spiriting, and they already know what we needed to share today. They knew when this was going to happen, what we needed to share. So y'all go get you some rutilated quartz for this journey that we're all on together. I'm going to share our affirmation next. So our affirmation, and we always say it 3 times for this episode, is I allow rest, security, and love to wash over me. I allow rest, security, and love to wash over me. I allow rest, security, and love to wash over me. Ashe. Yes. So I also changed the reflection question because, Afiya, you always bring it in, right? You always bring it in. So I just shifted it to what we've been talking about, right? So Larisha, I don't know if you want to read it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. So our reflection question for this episode is, what are my I am statements? What are my I am statements? One more time. What are my I am statements? So y'all, this is the reflection question for this moment to check in and identify your statement.
Who are you? We want to know. We want your true, authentic self. We love that. We love that for you.
Yes.
Who are you, and who do you want us to know who that is? Like, how do you want us to address you?
Yes. Authentic, please.
Yes.
You're here for a reason. We want that here.
Come
We
on.
want
We need it.
Okay, that part.
We
That
need it.
okay,
The
stop hiding.
world is changing.
Okay.
We need your authentic self.
Yes,
We
yes.
need your authentic self. Yes. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, y'all, this was a juicy one. Y'all gonna have to rewind. Y'all gonna have to go back and watch it again because it was a lot in here in so many good ways. Again, thank you so much, Afiya. This was beautiful, grand, delightful, joyous, playful, all the things. And like just the reminder too of like, who are we? And the permission to bring that, right? Bring that forward in this space. So y'all take that with you, share this far and wide, like the video if it was resonating with you, subscribe to our channel if you're not already. Why not? Come on in. Come on,
y'all. Come on.
We are ready. We're ready to give you the love.
I am ready for y'all to subscribe.
Come on, I am. Okay. Period. So share this with your people. Spread this healing far and wide. Afiya, thank you so much for your bright energy, your light, everything that you bring to our space. And y'all go follow, go get connected, get your astrology, everything read, okay? Because that's the information that helps you move from here with a plan, with a strategy, with some guidance, right? You don't have to do this by yourself. So know that we are here as a resource for you. So tap in. We love y'all. We're grateful for y'all.
Bye.